Hey there, it's Bobby, aka Paginator, and we're going to do a flip through of my 2025 reading bullet journal as it is set up so far. I have my beginning of year spreads and my January spreads. This is a B5 Archer and Olive journal. It is gorgeous. We've got the owl sitting on the stack of books there, and it's just lovely. I decided to do B5s this year because they're big and you can put lots of information, decoration, etc. in the pages, so that's what we're going for. So I spent hours yesterday working on this, and I am ready to show it to you. So we'll just go ahead and open it on up and dive right in. All right, I am going to cover this because I wrote my phone number in case it gets lost here around home, but I don't need everyone to have my phone number. But we've got these beautiful end papers with these gold feathers. And here we go. So we're going to start with this page, which is daily reading on this side, and then we have a compile reference sheet. With the beginning of year spreads, I used a lot of black and gold. This will get filled up with all kinds of colors though throughout the year. Basically, for each day of the year, I put a dot showing how much I read in terms of pages. So I have a color key down here, and if I get 100 more pages, that's a gold dot, so it will continue with that theme with the black and gold here. But we have different colors for different lengths. I did this last year and really enjoyed it, and so I decided to continue. Now, before I tell you about the next page, I do want to do one little disclaimer. I have these nails on which I really like, but the thumbs will not stay on. So I tried 2 different nails per thumb, and they just will not stay. Usually this brand of nails works really well for me, and these ones just aren't for some reason, so sorry. Moving along. This page is about the compile rating system, which was developed by G over at Book Roast. And it has our little reference of things for each category. Basically, you rate the book on characters, atmosphere, writing, plot, intrigue, logic, and enjoyment. And it gives you a formula to translate into a 5-star rating scale. This is my Goodreads goal. The past couple years, I've done 175, and this year, I'm going to finish around 230. It's New Year's Eve day as I'm filming this, and I have one book that I might be able to finish before the end of the day, so I might finish at 232 books for this year. So I thought, you know what, for 2025, let's go for 200 as the goal. And I used this stamp set that's just different formations of stacks of books to cover these shelves. Then we add some little stickers and things, knickknacks and such, and I will color in the books as I read them. I'm sure you've seen this before. It seems like everybody who does a reading bullet journal has shelves. This is a book matrix. I like it better than doing a book bracket. This helps you rate your favorite book of each month against each other, and so it can help you determine what your favorite book of this year is. And when I do my end of 2024 reading stats in my bullet journal, you'll see one of these all filled out and see how it works. The little numbers you see here are spaces for me to put in the cover of each of those books. So let's say, for example, if I read The Games Gods Play in January and that's my favorite, then I'll print out a little cover and put it right here. This is a tracker just for YouTube and Instagram. I, at the end of every month, write how many subscribers or followers I have in those, and I don't really have huge aspirations of becoming a massive channel or anything like that, but I just do like to see how my numbers fluctuate throughout the year. Hopefully get an upward trend. This page is another tracker. This is for my book subscription boxes, 2 of them anyway. This is Book of the Month, and so we have all the months here, and then Fairy Loot here. I didn't make one for Creepy Clubhouse, I'm just realizing. Shoot. I will find a place to put in a tracker for Creepy Clubhouse. Maybe it'll be in my daily bullet journal, but either way, I will find a place. This is kind of a reading challenges calendar list place. So I have some reading challenges that go all year long, and I love reading challenges. I just do. So I have my Goodreads goal, which we've already seen the spread for, and then we'll see spreads for these other ones. Some I might abandon throughout the year, I don't know, but I just think they're so fun to do, and it gives me that satisfying feeling of going, oh, I can cross out that one, I finished that one, and so on. And then over here we have monthly challenges. So in January I'm going to be doing TBR-a-thon, and I'll show you a spread for that as well. Also, my furnace just kicked on, so I'm sorry if you can hear extra background noise. We have the ribbon bookmark here. This is just holding the place where the reading challenges start. And some of these pages I know I might have over-stickered. This is one of them. But you know what? They're already stuck down there, so we just have to live with it. This is left for G's Year of Aurelium challenge if she makes one. If she doesn't, then I'll put just some stuff about Aurelium, like maybe my character page and that kind of thing. G from Book Roast, by the way. Yeah, you guys know who G is. If you don't, I highly recommend her channel. She's amazing. Okay, this next one is A Year of Goober. This is hosted by Joshi Kuren, who is a bullet journaler channel, and this is the cute logo for Year of Goober, the ghosty, but then this year it's all about flowers. So we've got flowers around. And this is a place where you would print a cover and put in each one of the books you read for the prompt for each month. And the prompts are here. So each month there's 2 prompts based on different flowers. And I won't go through and read all of them to you, but we'll just do an example. We'll pick October because it's my birth month. It's my favorite. So you can choose Marigold, Read in a Cozy Place, or Cosmos, Multiple Authors. And she has resources in her resource library that tells you like the meaning of each flower, and that's where the prompt is kind of inspired by. For example, the snowdrop flower up here means new beginnings, and so you read a new to you author. If you want to get into bullet journaling, I highly recommend Joshi Kuren's channel. She has a free resource library you can sign up for, and she sends out like newsletters and all kinds of fun things, and she just is a fun personality full of like amazing bullet journal ideas. Alright, on this one, I probably overstickered again. We've got lots of potion bottles here. This is Romance Reader Bingo, which is hosted by Kaylani Simply Me on YouTube. She is delightful, and she, when I first started watching her channel, read a lot of YA, but she's transitioning more into adult romance. And I'm going to allow myself to use her prompts for any age category that has romance in it, because you know I read a lot of YA. But she has prompts here, and again, I won't read all of them, but we have things like Grumpy Sunshine, Friends to Lovers, Seasonal Read, etc. And on this side, I'm going to write what book I read for each prompt. This is the Beat the Backlist challenge from beatthebacklist.com, but you can go to beatthebacklist.com, and they have these resources available that you can get, like black and white or color. And so this is a much bigger bingo board, and the idea behind it is to read books that were published before this year or that you've had for a long time, TBR, vets, that kind of stuff. And there's tons and tons and tons of really interesting prompts. For example, the character's an educator, more than 30 chapters, can't be trusted, so there has to be a character that's untrustworthy. Like, there's all kinds of things. And again, I will write what books I read here, or possibly print covers. I haven't decided. What do you think I should do? Okay, I have something over the top of this because it has the name of my school on it. But every year we do independent reading challenges, and for spring semester, this is this. And so I'll be completing this along with the kids. They have to do 6 book projects, and then they have an option to do 5 extras to earn a big reward. So for the 6 projects, they have to pick from this menu. We have a book that's made into a movie or TV show, historical fiction, realistic fiction, science fiction, an award winner, a book you think will be funny, a book of your choice, picture book they have to do for Read Across America. We read to the little kids in the elementary, and then a banned book that they have to do. So there's 2 that they have to do, the picture book and the banned book, but the other 4 projects they can pick from any of those categories, which is pretty broad. And then for the bonus reads, if they complete 5 extra reads and like a little one-pager book project for each one, then they can earn a big reward. In the past, it's been to go down to the kitchen and miss a couple of classes to make Oreo truffles with me. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that again this year, but it's probably what we'll end up doing anyway, because kids are obsessed with them. But anyway. The menu for the bonus reads is a book featuring wilderness survival, a mystery or spooky book, LGBT plus representation, a classic, a librarian recommendation, a social media recommendation, family or friend recommendation, a book with a dragon in it, a blind date book given to you by a teacher or librarian, and an action or adventure book. These I did go ahead and share all the prompts with you because I made this my entire self. So it's kind of a weird dynamic in my school. I teach language arts for 7th and 8th grade, and then there's another teacher who teaches reading for 7th and 8th grade, but I am way more of a big book nerd than she is. She actually doesn't read all that much. So when we do this kind of stuff, I usually make up the prompts and things for that. Now we are into the January pages. I usually have 4 2-page spreads that I do each month, and then whatever monthly challenges I'm going to be doing, I set up those as well. So this one, we have a transition in theme and color. I had some sticker sets that were themed for Scotland and England. So we're going to do Scotland, England for my January setups. And we have some Scotland kind of stickers. You can see Nessie up here. We got some Highland cows, some people in kilts playing bagpipes and so on. And we have a quote. I always do a quote. So my quote for January is, "Reading makes immigrants of us all. It takes us away from home, but more important, it finds homes for us everywhere," by Jean Rice, I think is how you say her last name. But anyway, then we have a calendar, and at the end of the month, I'll come back through with colored markers and do lines to show like what books I read over which days. For example, if I read one that goes from the 1st to the 3rd, we'll do a line here and write the title on it. So on this one, we did the England stickers, and this is my TBR and haul. So any books I acquire during this month, I will write them here. And then this is my official TBR for my TBR videos. I've already actually read one because even though it's December, I found the audiobook for A Wolf Called Wander on Libby, and it was short, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to listen to it. So I did. Which is a nice feeling to already have one down before the month even starts. But look at these cute stickers. We have the tower, and we've got teacups, because, you know, England, and we've got the bridge, and, you know, it's just cute. Okay, back to Scotland for this one. A little bit simpler on the stickers here. We have some castles, a little sheep with a scarf, a tree, the landscape, etc., some thistles, and a flag. But this is a place for my favorite January read. So what I usually do is at the end of the month, I will print out a picture of my favorite book and then write either my thoughts or a synopsis or something here. And then we go back to England for this one. This is my January reads. I'll put the number of books I read, the number of pages, and then make a list of all the books I read in January. I have some pretty ambitious crafting goals for January, and I'm not going to tell you all of them here, but it could be that I read more audiobooks in January versus physical, because I am trying to also do those crafting goals, but we'll just see how the month plays out. We have to hold these up closer though, because look at these cute stickers. Look at the corgi. And then we have a few pages dedicated to TBR-a-thon, and this one is a little overwhelming, I had to be honest. I haven't done TBR-a-thon before, but it looks like so much fun, and so I just put the pages for all the different challenges in here, and if I decide to just choose one halfway through the month or whatever, that's fine. So we start with Books of Paradise. Now this is hosted by Leandra the TBR Zero, and on YouTube, so you can look her up. The Books of Paradise is a map, and we've got like 20 different locations here, all denoted by a letter. And so the prompts are listed here, and then I can write out what I read. Now, I don't think I'm going to read 20 books in the month, but it has happened before, so I went ahead and made space for each of the prompts. And with these kind of challenges, if I read, let's say, a book on my TBR, so if I read The Bone Spindle, okay, then I can see if it fits one of these prompts here. and I can see if it fits a prompt in the other challenge and so on. So I'm not going to read 20 and then like more for this challenge. Does that make sense? So this is the booktuber bingo. And so she asked different booktubers for prompts. So the prompts are listed here, and then we have just their name with a little decoration. And so I thought I could write that, like, Bree recommended a spooky TBR backlist, 2 or more years. So if I read one of those, then I'm going to write the title right here in Bree's square on this side. These are different ways you can win according to her rules. So you can do a traditional bingo, you can do a blackout or a blizzard, as she's calling it, a snowflake. So all the ones you see outlined in white, that's the shape of a snowflake. Or this is falling snow, so it's kind of like every other one. And then lastly, she made this cute kind of chutes and ladders-ish game, but it's paws and bookshelves. And I have this little mover here. I just took, oh, I might have to find something other than this washi tape to use. I have some low-tack artist tape somewhere I'll use. But I just took this sticker of this little fox, and because it was the right size, and put it on some paper, cut it around, and I'll just use it as a mover. And so what you do is you roll a dice, and let's say if you land on one of these that has the ladder, then you can get to bump up here. But if you have one that has a falling stack of books, let's say if I land on this one, then I have to go back down here, and at the bottom of each of these falling stacks there's a prompt that you might not necessarily want, like an avoided author or lowest rated and so on. So that should be fun to do as well. Here's the thing, that's a lot of challenges to kind of manage with my official TBR and all that stuff, plus the crafting I want to do. So who knows, this might turn out to be a total fail, but it's fun to make the pages, and yeah, we're just gonna go with it. And that is it. That's the end of what I have set up here. Usually throughout the month, any book that I read physically, I'll set up a chapter tracker for. With the large B5 size, depending on the number of trackers, I might do half pages. For example, if I have a book that's just got like 10 chapters, I don't need to do a whole massive page for 10 chapters. So maybe I'll do half here, and then another book with a small amount of chapters we'll do down here. It just kind of depends on what mood I'm in. If I have a lot of stickers or things that go with that book, then maybe I'll do a full page. It's very much a mood kind of thing. And then sometimes I read books and don't make the chapter trackers at all. So it's silly. I know, it's silly. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this flip through. Let me know in the comments below if you keep a reading journal of any kind, whether it be a bullet journal or otherwise. And we'll see you in the next video. I hope that today is a good start to your year and that you have a wonderful 2025. And that's about it. So have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.